I had a sale come across yesterday evening, and I saw it. I'm like, oh my goodness. And it just kept me up all night thinking. Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Picker. My name's Kevin. This is the Commonwealth Cabin. We appreciate you coming by and sharing a little time with us in here. And we're going to show you what sold today. Had a pretty decent day of sales, although in reality there was a lot of small profit items that we sold today. One mediocre one, and then one really good high profit item, which I'm pretty happy about. We're going to let you take a look at that. One homeschool hustler store sale, a few NMN there, here and there, and maybe we'll get a CommonwealthPicker.com sale in here. Not quite sure. Reagan will be home late tonight. So we appreciate you stopping by. I hope your sales are going great. Let's take a look. All right, here's what I mean by low profit sales here. Do you recognize what that thing is? It is the top of a Tupperware pitcher. It actually comes in 3 pieces. The little knob, and then the top, and then the little plunger thing of a jigger here. I don't even know what it's called. Anyway, I remember picking this up. It was one of the first sales I went to in a day. And I'm like, do I really want to pick up Tupperware today? That's kind of my kryptonite. I can't help it. I pick up ashtrays and Tupperware, even though they're not high profit items. And it was a pitcher, and it wasn't even in great shape. And I walked away from it, and it was like 50 cents. And I'm like, ah. Like, okay, and I grabbed it for 50 cents. I ended up throwing the pitcher away because it had some damage. But I kept the top. Sold for $11. So, you know, you pay 50 cents for something, you sell it for 11 bucks, it ships out for 4 ounces, you're making $5.50-ish, $6, depending on where it's going to. So, I don't know, took me maybe 5 minutes all told, easy shipper, and we'll make at least $5.50 on it. All right, this one sold for 30 bucks. So if you ever come across, this is an AHA team, it's the Phantoms, and this was a consignment sale from the Coin Boy, which if you've been around the show a long time, leave a comment if you've seen a video with the Coin Boy in it. It's been a long time for sure. And he's one of my colleagues, and he occasionally brings me stuff and says, hey, you know, split it with me. And that's kind of how we do it. And most of the time I do. Sometimes I'm like, it's not really worth my time. But he's a nice guy, and he brings me stuff. So I figured, yeah, we'll do it. So it's all for 30. So after fees, with 30 plus shipping. So we're probably going to be looking at maybe $13 a piece on it, give or take just a little bit. And, you know, I don't know, didn't cost me anything. And it would be a $50 to $70 item, but it's got a little stain here. I don't know if you can see it on here. It's got a pull here, a pull here, a pull here. So it's not in great shape. So it wasn't going to go for high price. But, you know, from a distance, it looks terrific, right? So if it was perfect, if it was mint or near mint or just in great shape, I would have put it out there for at least 50 plus shipping and maybe a little bit more. Okay, here is the nice high profit item. And you're going to see this in a sale. I've sold one other piece so far. This was the 100 Mile Garage sale. And this lady had all kinds of Estee Lauder stuff. And she wanted like $20 a pop for it. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I knew there was some good stuff in there. So what I ended up doing was offering her $300 for everything. And she wouldn't take it. She just wouldn't budge. Actually, I offered her $200, and she wouldn't budge. And I knew this was going to be maybe a $1,000 deal here. I'm like, $200, turn it into $1,000 minus fee shipping. You know, I'm going to make $600 on the deal. I'm like, I'll definitely do that. But it would have been a lot of work. And she didn't take the $200. I offered her $300, still wouldn't budge. And I'm like, ugh. So what I ended up doing is she wanted $20 a piece for a lot of them. What I ended up doing is picking what I thought was the best ones out of the bunch, maybe 7 or 8. And I think I gave her $100 for it. So got her down off the $20 a piece a little bit, but didn't make that huge big deal. Well, so $100 in, sold the first piece for $150. This one sold for $90 plus shipping. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Okay, so 7 total there. And they're different prices. But one of them I have listed, I believe, for $400 or very close to it. I don't think I'll get that. Maybe get $300 for it, but that's the kind of deal right there. I don't regret buying everything because I think a lot of that stuff in there was pretty lowball stuff. I picked out the things that I thought were going to be the best, and it was difficult to do some research right there because, you know, you're trying to make a deal. You can't be looking up every item. So at any rate, I think I did really good, and I think I did the right thing. I had a sale come across yesterday evening, And I saw it, I'm like, oh my goodness. And it just kept me up all night thinking. And this morning, I think I figured out what I was going to do with it. So you'll see what I mean. As a matter of fact, can I give you a little inside baseball here? You know, I've put out a show almost every day. I think with 1, 2, maybe 3 exceptions since May of 2019. Okay? And some days I've put out 2 shows. You know, we have 2 different channels here. So really, technically, 365 days a year plus 1 or 2. And I've done that almost nonstop. And one of the hardest things is to come up with a thumbnail and a title for every video. And so sometimes when I see things like, ah, that's a thumbnail or that's a video. And, you know, some people complain like, ah, that's clickbait. Trust me, it's hard to come up with this stuff sometimes. And when I saw this sale, I'm like, I know what I'm putting on this. And you've already seen the thumbnail. So I haven't quite figured out exactly how I'm going to do it, but I know I'm going to do it somehow. Let's come take a look at this item. All right, well, first off, I forgot to turn my light on back here, so let's go do that. Here it is right here. I like these lights. They really put off quite a bit of light, which is pretty cool. There you go. I need to clean my windows, huh? All right, here it is in this bin, because it didn't have a skew on there. Matter of fact, this might be, I need a skew for this. If somebody's got a small plate we haven't used, that'd be awesome. So here they are right here. Right there. What do you think about that? And I'm looking at this, I'm like, there's got to be a thumbnail in here somewhere. There's got to be a title to this video in here somewhere, right? So I'm trying to find, let's see, where can we find the thumbnail? Where should we do it? Let's do it. How about right there? What do you think? No, I'll get it over here. Maybe up there. All right, there you go. This is something I bought, if you remember, and then I started thinking, where did I get this? I know where I got it. If you got kids, you might want to turn this off for a minute. I'm going to say something maybe I shouldn't say. I don't know, my mumsy's watching. Maybe I won't say anything too bad. So this was in a little basket. I went to a great garage sale, and then right next door there was another garage sale. And it was in a just tattered old basket. And I eventually bought everything in the basket. These are Viagra blood pressure cuffs. You see the little, I don't know what you call that thing, but you put that thing in and you test your blood pressure. And in that same basket was a Stratton ski flag from Head. So I've got, oh geez. All right, you see where I'm going with this. I better just stop. So these were in there, and there were no comps on eBay. There was no comps for the Stratton sign on eBay. And I'm like, what do I do here? I'm like, I know they'll sell, and I knew that Stratton sign would sell for something. And because it was cool when it was vintage, it was like a downhill ski sign. And so I ended up offering the guy $5 for the sign and for this. And there was a bunch of them. I mean, you saw this thing back here. This thing's full of them. I don't know how many we have, but we have a bunch of these cuffs, blood pressure cuffs. So it didn't sell for much. It sold for $8 plus shipping, but we have like, I don't know, 20 of them or something. So even if we're making $5, there's $100. We made $25 on the sign. That's a pretty good deal for no comps on eBay. So I was pretty happy about that sale. I wasn't sure when the first one would sell, but we've at least sold one, and we've made our money back already on the rest of them. So that's pretty cool. The next one, actually, as I walk back here, I realized I already pulled it out. And it's already on that table. You've probably already seen it in this video, so let's take a look at it. This was a part of a giant lot. 31 stuff sells really good, depending on what it is, of course. Some of it sells really good. But this was part of a big lot that I bought up, and we've made our money back on just a couple sales, so these aren't amazing. But this was $6 plus shipping for this little key fob is all it is. So it's nothing amazing, but, you know, we'll make $5 on it. The next one I listed just last night. And it's coming, I don't know when the garage sale is going to air. I have enough footage for a few more weeks, maybe months, we'll see. Even after garage sales shut down. I think I'm going to get one more weekend out of a few sales, and that's about it. But I grabbed this one, and it's because I asked, you know, people all the time, do you have any video games? Do you have any video games? I got an answer, yes. And they went inside and brought them out. They weren't amazing, but they were okay. And I got these right here. And these sold for $15. It's a lot of Wii games. And then I got 2 that I'm going to give my kids. And then I got 1 or 2 that are going to sell separately. So it's not a bad little deal for $5. These ones will pay for the $5 and give us a profit. That Harry Potter one also came from that lot. And then one more I haven't listed. And then one that I gave to Turner and one that I gave to Reagan. And this was just a Lego lot. And I put a good price on it, hoping it would sell in a few days. And they did. So there you go. Batman, Batman 2, Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones 2, Star Wars 3. $15 plus shipping. I could have probably got 20, I suppose. One of the games didn't have the manual, so they weren't all complete. And they weren't in amazing condition, but they were okay. So I probably underpriced it by a few bucks, but that's all right. We'll take it. Turner, you have a homeschool hustler store sale. Let them see what that is.
A pocket popple.
It's a pocket popple, isn't it? Yeah. That's right. Crisbee, I think it is. And it's missing its tail, I think, or it's broken or something. But those pocket popples sold pretty good for us out of the Mount Plushmore sale, which is pretty cool. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. And guess what, Turner? One more sale and we hit the $2,000 mark on that sale. Awesome sale, huh? Yeah. And that's enough for you to do what?
Save $1, spend $1, and donate $1.
You got it, buddy. Thank you.
Bye.
Had a few leftover Enaman sales. Haven't sold one since. But we're going to do a couple of them really quick. I forgot to read a message from Christina. Christina, thank you. You left a very nice message yesterday for us. And we hope you have a wonderful Christmas as well. And thank you for all the kind words about my family. So we had one going out to Janet as well. And she left a message. Hey, Kevin, YouTube viewer. I was the one who told you about Stella the Blaze truck. And my eBay profile is Cutie Pebbles 5252. Okay, so I don't want to make you mad, Janet, but my wife told me about Stella the Blaze truck, and then I think what you saw was a later video when I picked up a couple of kind of not great blazes, and you said, hey, what you really got to look out for is Stella, and you were absolutely right. I already knew to look out for Stella. I just didn't find any. Sold 2 of them. Actually, we've sold 3 of them. 2 of them new and 1 of them used. They were going for $50 a pop. I don't know what they're going for now. So, Janet, let me know if you have found any out there. So we appreciate it. Sold 2 pinballs today. $8.94. We don't make much. We make just about $2 when we sell these. So, all right, this is crazy here. So we sold, I think we're down to 9 of these left. We had 40. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going out today. I think as soon as people figured they could maybe turn them into a giant plush, maybe you're using them for a club head cover. I just dropped my paper. Hold on a minute. When school wasn't in, I didn't have so much information jammed in my head and I could remember all the names, but I can't anymore. Donald, Kevin, Anthony, Jay, Dawn, and Laura. So thank y'all. Let me know in the comments, or if you're on Instagram, what are you going to use this guy for? Are you going to use him as a club head cover? Are you going to put him in your eBay store and really get things moving? Are you going to give it away as a Christmas gift? Let me know in the comments what you're using them for. One more sale today, and I think this is the right one. I've got to double check. Sometimes these all kind of, my wife lists them and I got to figure out whatever. But I think this is the right one. She just listed it. It's in really good shape. $20 plus shipping on this one, and I think this one might have been Bubba's. He's no medium anymore. He's bigger than I am. So that's a nice little sale, especially when, more than likely Blue Ridge Granny bought it. And Jacob wore it. And we're selling it and keeping the money. Should I give some back to him? I don't know. I pay him well. I ought to do. Anybody sell their kids' clothes out there? And if you do you give them any of the money or do you keep it? If you sell their toys, do you give them the money or do you keep it? I want to know in the comments. All right, Turner's bugging me to go do Wii boxing with him. Okay, so I better go in there and do Wii boxing, and then we'll head back out there and do a homeschool hustler store sale, which you might have already seen out there. I'm not quite sure the order of these things. But I told him I promised I'd go do some Wii boxing, so I better get on it. At any rate, we appreciate y'all stopping by and joining us in the eBay cave in here and out there in the Commonwealth cabin. We hope everything's going well for you, and we'll see you next.